So just something to bear in mind when you are adding your glue to everything. We need to tuck these tabs and tickets, we need to be able to tuck them in. And if you put glue everywhere, it's going to make it a little bit hard to move it around and also to tuck things behind. So I suggest you just put a little bit of glue at the bottom of your little tabs and tickets, just a little bit like that. And then I've used a repositional glue, so when this dries, I have time then to change my mind. And then with the strips that are going to go in, the same thing, because we want to tuck things behind. I think the best is going to be to add some glue down the glue. We're going to add some tape down the middle. I'm going to use this thin one. Just going to add tape down the middle of this. I'll probably do 1 or 2 rows. But with this, I'm going to also add some glue. But that just gives me to position that so that I can tuck things in behind it. And then I think the best option for these as well, because we're wanting to slide, you're going to have things sliding in behind here. It doesn't necessarily have to go the whole way through. I think the best option is to put tape just down the middle of each of our strips of paper that we've cut out. I'm going to add that like that. Okay, so just all along the center of our paper strips that we've cut out. And if some of the tags are too long, we can just cut them shorter, add some glue, and carry on like that. So we'll only know when we start to assemble how much of the tag and tab is going to then show through. Okay, that's done, and then this one down the middle. I've opted to use a very thin tape so that I have lots of space, tucking space, should I need it. Okay, there we go. So this one, I will, once everything's in place, we're going to just put a little bit of glue. Okay, so for this one, because I know that the sides need to be tucked down, I'm going to add my tape now, but I'm not going to, when I attach it, I won't be pulling off the backing tape straight away. I will pull that off once I know that all my little bits and pieces have been tucked into place, and I don't need the sides to be open anymore. And also I will put some down the side, the long sides. I was going to add glue, but I think that this is better because I can pull the tape off when I'm done. I don't have to pull the tape off. The only tape I need to pull off to attach this piece down is the one in the middle. The rest I can pull off after the fact. Okay. Right, so we're going to start by attaching our the circle ones first, then we'll attach the stripes, and then we'll attach this. So choose which is the top of your paper. I know that this is the top. I want to attach my, we're going to attach the biggest circle first, and I want to attach that 2.5 centimeters from the top of the page. So I'm going to use a pencil to make a mark. On both sides at the top of the page like that, and then I'm going to use my ruler as a guide to make sure that I get it in nice and straight. So there's my 2 centimeter mark here, and there's my 2 centimeter mark there, and that's perfect. So the first piece that needs to go down is your pattern paper number 2, the strip that measures 2.5 centimeters. Now I have a slight overhang with my adhesive. I'm just going to trim it off. Right. Make make sure that this hasn't moved. And I'm going to line it. I'm going to line everything up with this side. Any overhang on that side I'll trim off, just making sure that it's the right way up. Two and two. There we go. So I'm lining it up with the left side of the page. Two centimeters, and there we go. There's going to be a slight overhang, I can see that. Okay, and I will check that it's straight. Looks like it. 2.5 centimeters from the top. Right, so once you've got that piece attached in place, we need to attach the next piece, which is going to be the bigger piece of your stripe. So this piece of stripe from your pattern paper number 3, the piece that measures the 3 centimeter strip, that one's going to be attached 4.5 centimeters from the top of the page, and it's going to overlap this one slightly. So there's the 4.5, and we're going to find the 4.5 over here, and I will use my ruler as a guide to make sure I get it straight. And then this one is going to attach flush against the left over onto that side. And again, I have tape just down the center. We're going to attach it flush against the left and then use those marks that we've made. And before I burnish it down, I'm just tacking it down. I'm going to double check that I have it straight. Okay. And we can double check that we have it 4.5 all the way through. Yes. Now remember, hold it in place and then burnish, otherwise it will shift. Okay. I like to use the back of my glue to make sure I've got it in nice and close. So now the next piece we're going to add is the other circle, which we are going to add. It is attached 25.5 centimeters from the top of the page. Okay, so this one is going to go on over here. We'll make that mark. 25.5 centimeters from the top of the page. It's going to go over there. So there to there. Right, so the piece, your pattern paper number 2, the strip that measures 2 centimeters, so 30.5 by 2, is the piece that's going to go down next. It is attached 25.5 centimeters from the top of the page. It is easier for me to work with it in front of me like this than to try and work the other way around. I seem to get my stuff on a little bit straighter like this. Okay, I'm going to double check it. I can see that it needs to come up a little bit here. So I haven't burnished anything in place. It gives me an opportunity to be able to move my paper. There we go. Double check it here. This needs to come up. No. There we go. .25.5 centimeters from the top, 25.5 centimeters from the top. Then I'll check to see that it looks pretty straight. It might be off by a mil, but that's not going to bug me too much. Right, so then the pattern paper number 3, the stripe, the piece that measures 2.5 centimeters down, so it's 30.5 by 2.5. That piece is now going to be attached 23.5 centimeters from the top. So I wanted to overlap this one. I didn't want it to go under. Exactly the same as what it is this side. So we are going to attach this one 23.5 centimeters from the top. And I'm going to double check that it is going to overlap it. And yes, it is. So So make another 23.5 centimeters from the top. All right. Here it is. Goes from there to there. That is quite straight. And again, I'm going to take the backing of the release tape off there and attach this one flush against the left and use the ruler as my guide. Oops. Okay, maybe not. There we go. Double check it. Got it quite steep. I think that's the mark. Yes. So there's the 23.5 centimeters from the top there, and the 23.5 centimeters from the top here. There we go. We can attach that in place. And if I haven't got it 100% straight, it's not going to be the end of the world, because I'm about to hide that with this piece here. So your pattern paper number 1, the strip that measures 19 centimeters down, gets attached 6 centimeters from the top of the page. So that's, mark it on the white so I can see it better. That's going to be there and about over there. So I want it to attach flush against the left side of the page, and then like that. Okay, so you can see there's just a little bit of the stripe sticking out the bottom and more of it at the top. I'm only going to remove the tape backing from the middle one. The others I can do when I'm done assembling the page. Okay, so let's get that there. Make sure it lines up nicely on the left. Double check it. Using my 6, perfect. Right, I'm just going to hold this in place and just give it a bit of a burnish here. Right, so that's everything in place. So once I've got all my stuff on, I can easily just remove the tape and stick everything down. But this now gives me a chance to tuck things behind where I want it to be. Okay, so my photo mats are the next to go on. And I know, like I said, I want them slightly off to the side, and I would like them slightly lower down on the page, because we have this very long ticket coming in over here. Okay, so let's measure. So I'm going to attach my photo mats 11 centimeters from the top of the page. You can wing it if you want. You do not have to measure like I do. This is just the way I work. If you are good at eyeballing, you are welcome to do it that way. There we go. So that's more or less where the photo mats are going to go. I'm also going to put tape just down the middle of each one with a little bit of glue. Okay. So I know that this is going to go under to about there. I'm just going to make sure that I haven't put the tape too far up. There we go. That'll be fine. So I'm just going to put glue over here. Should be fine with that. And remove the tape backing. And attach this one, I'd say about half, maybe less. Let's say about 3 mil away from the side and 11 centimeters from the top. And then just because it might look straight, I'm just going to double check that I have, see, I've tilted it slightly on the one side, so I'm just going to lift that like that. And that's going to look a bit better. Right. So I'm going to add the next one. Again, I know that I have little things that need to slide under here, so I'm only going to put glue at the top and about halfway down, or 3/4 of the way down, and then remove the tape and attach that one in place. I'm going to attach this photo about a mil away from this one. Here we go. Also 11 centimeters from the top of the page. I will double check it. And then this one. And there you go. That's added in nicely. I just want to add this one's tab before we carry on and before the glue dries too quickly. If I can find where I've put it. I'm getting my embellishments caught on each other. Okay, so remember we want to put this little tab here, but it has that word date on it and I want to hide that. So before I stuck this, I should have put this one in. Just going to lift it quickly, have a bit of time. Okay, and I'm just going to slide this one in and hide that word, that word date on there, like that. That's perfect. Okay, and then I can just burnish all of that into place. Nice and straight. Happy with that. Okay, and then I'm just going to add the other 2 tabs while I'm here. They are going to go pretty centered in the photo, like that. That looks fine to me. Right. So now I'm just going to start to add the embellishments. I am going to put on some music and speed up the process. The other thing I will be doing is I like to go around my edges with a black gel pen. So I will be doing that as well. Okay. I'll be alternating between a black and a white gel pen. The drawing the lines around everything is 100% optional. You do not have to do it. Okay, so I will start to assemble and I will see you in a bit. And there you go, that's the single page complete. You will have picked up with the assembly that I've added a few extra gears. I took the gears that we did have and cut them in half just so that I could have, get them to expand a little bit more so I didn't have to paint more. And I've tucked them behind here and there. Once I had started to stick everything in place and started to put the gears in, it just felt like it needed to be, some of it needed to come down here. It just felt very empty and like nothing was happening here. So I think that this has added a good amount of balance. I also felt that this arrow was like kind of random and didn't seem to have a purpose. So out of the Tim Holtz Small Talk little sticker book, there's a whole lot of little sentiments in here. I just found something that sort of worked with a page which says live in the moment. So now the arrow seems to have a purpose. It says look here, which then draws you to this one, which draws you down to have a look at what's going on here. Then this one draws you back across and this one draws you up. So the whole time your attention is drawn to the focus of the page, which is the photographs. And then that is reiterated with the little visual triangle that we've created with the red that we've put into place. I hope that you have enjoyed the process and that you will be sharing some of your projects with me on Facebook. And I look forward to seeing you in the next workshop. Thank you for watching.